with some international football, that is the EPL, just like you've seen. And it's quite interesting that after match week 7, only Tottenham and Arsenal are enjoying the unbeaten run so far. Of course, the current champions Manchester City were disappointed after 2-1 win, a 2-1 loss rather against Wolves. We also had big disappointments for Manchester United, who are now 10th in the Premier League. Only 3 wins, 4 losses for Erik ten Hag's side. Liverpool were disappointed as well against Tottenham, and we're going to have that discussion where the VAR is now being, questioned a lot as far as making decisions is concerned. But then again, Elvis, let's jump into it and start off immediately. Let's begin with how champions Manchester City were silenced against the Wolves. This was unexpected. And many assumed that Wolves were the underdogs in this particular scene. But then again, Pep Guardiola, even after his after the game, he was he spoke to truth, saying how they sort of undermined their opponents. What is your opinion on how Manchester City fell to Wolves?
Thank you a lot. Thank you to Wolves. Because for the opportunity they took and used it to beat Manchester City.
Right.
I feel like at this point Manchester City were really proud because they felt that in all the football teams they are the strongest, and also they have the best number 11, so they have this pride and walking with their chest high.
Right.
But for Wolves, they knew very well, and they knew the most important thing was positioning and also tightening on their side. But for Man City, they thought it was just a normal passing and scoring.
Right.
But this time, walipata defense ngumu sana, and they were very much shocked. I really thank the Wolves team for what they did by humbling Manchester City, because I feel this was luck.
Right.
But I feel Manchester City, they need to stop feeling proud, and also they should stop the negative attitude they have. For example, for Haaland, you see how he walks, and he's like, you're wasting time in the field.
Right.
Remember, Wolves is a strong team, and they have their players are really that strong, and they can easily use any opportunity to score. And they kept on using the wings because they saw there was an opportunity for them to score, because the wings were not that manned. So now, it was also a shock on Man City's side, because for me, I saw that Wolves really tried when it came to defense.
Right.
They really tried very much to defend their goal. And the side of Man City, they forgot about defending, and they were really focused on scoring. That's why they were scored by goals. So I'm praying that another team also beats Manchester City, so that they can lose the second time. And for Man U, we win the next time we play. But it was a good job for Wolves, and I just urge them to continue doing the same.
Right.
And we have a player who was moved to Saudi Arabia.
Right.
Now I feel that they're really trying, and also the players really trying. And the team has reduced pride, and also they don't have the negative attitude that they used to have. And the positioning they're using right now is 4-3-1, which I feel it's the most strongest, because the defense has 4, the midfielder has 3, the strike has 1. So I feel that will be very much hard for them to defend. So for them, they really save a lot of energy,
Right.
and also they defend very well. And the Man City was trying to push, but they got tired, and they just started walking around the field because they were tired. They tried the left wing, they tried the right wing, but it was closed. So they were really trying to see how they can score, but it was hard. But thank you so much to Wolves for the good work.
All right. Of course, definitely, Ruben Neves, I believe you're talking about the Portuguese player who really did well for Wolves before, he transferred to the Saudi Arabian side. He was holding the midfield sector for Wolves really well. And this was very evident because this season, Wolves did not start, the season on a good slate. They were really struggling, suffering. We saw how they fell against Manchester United. But then again, against Manchester City, getting that win, it was after an own goal from Manchester City. Then they are signing Huang once again, also doubling the effort, cancelling off Julian Alvarez free kick. Of course, this gives them hope that they can bounce back to winning ways as far as the Premier League is concerned. Now, for the current champions Manchester City, of course, after the Champions League that we're going to talk about in a few, they'll be playing Arsenal next as far as the Premier League is concerned. Do you believe that they're going to come back as a wounded lion, more strong, and or do you think that in the next game, it will be another tough test for Pep Guardiola's side?
Okay, thank you so much. I believe in Man City because Arsenal must go home.
That was a tricky question. Nilijua. Right. Yeah.
This is the reason why I'm saying that Arsenal players are good, but you've seen that Manchester has lost, but Arsenal hasn't lost any. But they've drawn with Tottenham.
Right.
So Man City is not going to accept that Arsenal is going to beat them. So I'm 100% sure Man City will use all the wisdom that they used previously to play Tottenham to
right.
beat Arsenal. Saka.
Right.
We have Saka. Rice. Keita.
Yes, and Keita, yes.
Havertz. So all the four of them, they really have a good relationship, but most of the time they do confuse at the defense. So that's when that's when a team gets an opportunity to score. So if they go using the left wing, it will be easier for them to score. So most of the time when they are playing at home,
right.
It's very much easier to get a foul. Because for Rice, it's very easy for him to defend a ball which has come from the corner.
Yes.
And for Saka, it's very much easy
right.
to so it's very much easy, yes. And they would relax. So when it comes to moving with the ball, I feel that Arsenal will win.
Right.
But Man City, they are very much clever. So most of the time they know how to man. For example, there is one player who mans Rice very well, and it becomes very hard,
right.
And they will be stuck to get at the ball, and this will make it hard for Arsenal to move with the ball and try to score. Because for Saka, he really loves to play around with the ball at the wings, which is very much easier, and he gets this opportunity. But for Man City, they are good in defense, and they are very much quick in defending. So we have a player by that side name who is tall, and for Arsenal players, most of them are short. So it becomes hard for them to defend, and maybe Rice only tries to do that, and also plus the goalkeeper. But when they get a kick from 18, the 18 area, it becomes hard for them to defend that game. So maybe they just use wisdom. Okay, let me just support that Arsenal will win and Man City loses at the end, yeah. Because I really want Man City not to go to leave a big gap between the other teams. I want us to just have this small gap. So for me, I'm praying that Arsenal wins. Meaning that Pep, the coach, also knows Arsenal they have experience because they've played before. So Pep Guardiola knows how Arsenal plays, and also Arsenal knows how Man City plays. So they can learn from each other, and they can use that to their advantage to either have a 2-1 nil. But and also Arsenal knows the tactics of Pep Guardiola. So if the coach learns how to tighten their defense, just the way he did at Tottenham, and use the same positioning that he did at Tottenham, then it will be an enjoying game, and I believe it will be hard for Man City. We'll see goals, and so the only thing is Arsenal to learn how to defend.
Right. Gabriel.
We have Gabriel.
Right.
That's the only problem with him. Because he doesn't use wisdom when playing. That's why we have fouls, penalties, because we have much of handballs.
Okay, that is an in-depth analysis. Elvis. Of course, we are going to cross that bridge when we get there, when the two teams will be playing off in the next, that is match week 8 in the next Premier League game. Now let's switch to the counterpart, Manchester United, who are talking about leaving huge gaps. They are 9 points away from the top, that is Manchester City. They are currently 10th, and this was made possible after a 1-0 loss to Crystal Palace. Well, they had enjoyed a 3-0 win over the week, that is in the Carabao Cup, eliminating Crystal Palace in the 3rd round of the Carabao Cup. But then again, they came back and fought hard, got a 1-0 win in the EPL over the weekend. What is your thoughts? What are your thoughts as far as the performance is concerned?
For me, I think that Manu, the favorite is Carabao. That's Carabao. Just wait.
Okay.
It's
too hard to concede,
man. Stop confusing me. But it's true. I think that we don't have any other opportunity in the EPL because we're Champions League of the games. And also tomorrow you see that are we going to win or we are going to lose? So it's better we just focus in the Carabao and FA. That will save us because that's the only place we have some opportunities. And also the Europa League. And Gideon must understand that he shouldn't laugh when I'm talking about Manchester United because I want to explain something very clear. And I want to be 100% clear. Manchester United are selfish. Because that's what affects them, and that's what makes them disappointed. They're not professional. So, and for Gideon, most of the time he doesn't know how to to have a discussion when it comes to football. So I feel so. I think that's why I say that without connection, or without the good connection in the team, that's when they lose because they're not connected. They don't have that connection. You talk about Rashford. He just focused on his own. He just wants the ball to himself.
Right.
So for me, I feel and I think that they need the coach should not have a favorite person. This makes people to fear because just the same as what happened to Ronaldo.
Right.
This is what made Ronaldo to have fear, and he left to Saudi Arabia, and also made him to forget about Manchester United. But I really don't know. Maybe one day the coach will decide to resign because I feel personally I'm tired. Let's for Rashford. You've seen that Rashford is the coach's favorite.
Right.
But most of the time for him, he's very selfish and keeps the ball to himself. And that's the problem. Anachenga sana and confuses himself. And when he passes to another person, he doesn't pass to a ball to somebody mwenye anafunga. So most of the time it's him playing with the ball. But I feel that's very wrong. And it's very much disappointing. Because we really have so many players in the field. So if their aim is to score, then it's okay. But if also they want to focus in Carabao, it's okay. they can really work so hard and become number 3. I'll repeat that again the second time.
Right. Sancho.
Sancho.
Yes.
When they meet during the trainings, they communicate and they air out their concern. But the same thing does happen. So I feel that if Rashford is we have number 9, we have Rashford. So I feel that if they start sharing the ball, they pass the ball to each other, then it will be very much easier. And also for Rashford, when Rashford is not there, then it will be easier for them to pass the ball to each other and they will win. And they will play very well and they will score. There will be no selfishness in the game. And what are Liverpool talk? Why are they really, I feel they're really wasting a lot. So I feel it's high time that they change. The coach changes or they complain and also they give their concerns. And they follow up with the PA on the concerns or what is eating or ailing the team, which will lead to the success of the team by changing different things in the team. So if they say we want this person at this position is not fit for this position, then it will be okay. But for me, I'm insisting that Rashford should be out.
Right.
Because we have other players, they can really play very well. Marshall is much better than Rashford. So for me, I feel that Rashford is he has pride and he really wants the ball to himself. He's very much selfish. So we can keep him for bench, then we continue with the game, then we can see how the rest will play. Because I feel they will be able to play very well with the ball and also pass to one another in a good way because they are well connected. They have this connection, not unlike when Rashford is in. So I feel that one day Manchester United is going to be relegated. Yeah.
All right, I'm pretty sure there's so many fans who are sharing the same, frustrations, just like you, Elvis. Because Rashford finishing off, last season with 30 goals. This time round, to me, answer this season, we're not seeing much, of that quality yet. But then again, we had, Anthony Martial coming in, especially the Bayern Munich game in the Champions League, where he showed a glimpse of hope as far as that adding that attacking quality is concerned. Talking about Champions League, United are in action tomorrow against Galatasaray Copenhagen. Galatasaray, that is, I beg your pardon. But then again, is this another time for them to come back to winning ways? Because, what should they do rather?
They must win.
Yes.
They must win.
Yes.
Because I feel that right now they are awake. In the Europe, if they are beaten 4 times, then they are relegated. So for me, I feel that, and I believe that Manchester United is going to be number 2.
Right.
I have confidence in them. I feel the game will end at 4-3. But I believe for tomorrow.
Right. Hoyland.
I just pray that
Garnacho.
Hoyland is there,
Right.
but Rashford asiyekwe hapo ndani.
Right.
So that when they are the 4 of them, they can be able to pass the ball.
Right.
So it can end at 1-0 or 2-0, clean 2-0. So I feel that they are going to win. It's a must win.
Okay. Another game that was subject to criticism over the weekend was the thrashing for Liverpool. That is the 2-1 win for Tottenham. VAR this time round was called, to action once again, being criticized, heavily criticized. And I just want to get your opinion, on this. Did Liverpool deserve to lose against Tottenham? Because yes, Tottenham have also started really well, under their new manager Postecoglou. They seem to be playing as a team right about now. But then again, Liverpool side, yes, they're doing really well. But then again, poor decision making that we are seeing even amongst the players. Diogo Jota's red card, for example, was something that was really avoidable. So what is happening at Liverpool's camp? Is it the VAR? Is it the players? And what should Jurgen Klopp do moving on forward to get positive results out of his players?
I have zero trust in VAR. Because I feel the officials need to meet. The FIFA officials need to meet, sit down and discuss about VAR. Because this one it shouldn't be for referees. Because who are responsible for this? The people who are seated outside with the laptops. So they're supposed to direct the VAR. So if they doubt, they can. So for the coaches, you really can't hear the voice. You can't hear what they're saying. Just wait and I'll repeat. So for VAR, sometimes it favors some players. And yeah, it favors some players. And mostly, most people respect VAR a lot as it's the final say in the game. So for Liverpool, for them I think they had a foul, but their poor game maybe might has led to that. For me, I predicted that Tottenham was going to win the game. Dollars. So maybe if I bet, sorry, when somebody bets with a team predicts that this team is going to win, maybe they can use the favor of VAR to get their win, and they can talk to the referee so that the referee can give them a win. So for me, I feel that VAR is more confusing, and I feel that how they cover their mouth and talk, I feel there is something fishy that goes on. So my opinion is people should have this group of people train about VAR, the rules and requirements of VAR, not just picking Gideon, Bill, and just telling them that this is how the VAR works, or because they are your favorites. No. For my opinion is, for example, France, Germany, or referees from different places who are responsible for VAR, and they really know more VAR, they can now they can learn from them, so that they can stop blaming VAR, because right now they have information about it. So that's my opinion.
Okay.
But I feel that Liverpool was strong yesterday than Tottenham. But I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed most in the referees on what they did. Because for Tottenham, they were very favored than Liverpool. So they were told to continue with the game.
Yes.
But now for Liverpool, because they were soft and they were nyonge, they were left there. So I believe that Man City will do that thing to Tottenham.
All right. Of course, without a doubt, a lot of critics, were talking about how the VAR is seemingly destroying the game, because you remember against the United game, the Garnacho's offside call, it was very very debatable. Then yesterday, after over the weekend, after Tottenham got their very controversial win over Liverpool, they came out later on saying that the Diaz disallowed goal was once again allowed. So it's the details in the fine margins between Diaz's goal and also Garnacho's goal. But then again, we are hoping that the VAR will improve, and because to make the football more interesting, and because it's sort of dying, killing the the enthusiasm that comes, the motivation that comes with the game and the players.
One minute.
Right.
I have there's this. For example, there's a famous player from EPL.
Right.
Then we have players from Europe, EPL. So most of them do blame VAR, because they say that VAR is not fair at all.
Right.
Because when there is a foul and the referee goes ahead to say there is a foul, sometimes the team doesn't get to hear about it. And sometimes when there is a foul, they need to confirm and know if true there was a foul.
Right.
So people are really complaining, and it's becoming hard for them to accept, because sometimes you can get that it's not a foul. So I feel they should be fair. And also for VAR, we need to have comments.
Right.
And also we don't need to have people complaining and fighting about VAR. They need to really control it very well. And also they need to get the captain from the two teams, so that they can confirm if it was a foul or it wasn't a foul. And also maybe give more time, maybe like a day. We have also had the same complaint in Saudi Arabia about the VAR. So I feel that it's the referees are more on this side benefiting. So I don't know if they can give one, they can really divide or give a day. I'm not really sure about it, but for me, I feel that they should be careful with the VAR and leave the VAR to the officials to decide. I know the players get good amount of money, but we shouldn't favor other players over other players, because I feel that's what the referees are doing. The referees are using the VAR to oppress other team or to oppress other players. So for me, I really don't understand if VAR is here to help or it's here to destroy the teams. Because previously we saw that VAR was really working very well. So I really don't know what has happened for it to start misbehaving. Because if it was like we have a foul or we have a mistake, it was very much easier to establish where the mistake was.
Right.
And business, then that could lead to closing the business and solving that problem at the same time. But right now people really fear VR because at it, but that's not what is there. So VR is more technology, but I feel it's really hurting our players. So I feel we should like remove VR and just use our eyes and see. Was there a foul? Yes. Let's go solve that foul. Was there a foul? No. So for me, I feel that the referee should also be at that speed. Where the ball is, he should be there so that it will be easy for him to know where the foul is or where the mistake is. That will be very much easier to just trust our own eyes and get what the mistake is. Because for VAR, I'm not really sure. Because the referee are taking advantage of it. So like sometimes you get that there was a foul, but they wait for like maybe 10 minutes, then they announce that foul. So and it's very much disappointing. Okay,
that was Elvis giving out his opinion as far as the VAR is being used in the EPL. Of course, we understand that it was introduced for the betterment of the sport. So I'm pretty sure they are going to work out these the fine margins of error that are coming up, and so that they can better the sport. That is the football sport in general. Of course, be sure to send in your thoughts and opinions as well. But then again, we're coming to the end of the program. Of course, Elvis, time is not on our side. But a lot of action is anticipated this week. Champions League is back. The Europa League as well is back. But then again, also tonight, Chelsea, who have not really been doing really well in the Premier League, are away at Fulham. And we're going to see how they're going to perform. But then again, remember to catch up with us on Saturday. We'll be bringing you a detailed analysis on some of the actions that are going to to take place over the week. Elvis, maybe a word or two tukifunga.
The only thing I pray is Manchester United wins. I believe in Manchester United, and also I believe that the referee is going to be a different person. So fingers crossed. I'm just waiting to express my happiness tomorrow. So I don't know when we don't win. I don't know what will happen, but I feel I will take life to be as normal, and I will continue with it. But that's just my
of course, without a doubt. It is a big week action. Manchester United are in Champions League against Galatasaray. We have Lens playing against Arsenal. But then again, one of the massive games for the night.